This video was prepared by the Human Subjects Protection Unit of the National Institute of Mental Health, established to enhance protections for research subjects, especially vulnerable populations, and to ensure that the informed consent process is appropriately conducted. The informed consent process requires that certain elements be present, both for subject protection and as a safeguard for the investigators and institutions conducting the research. We're going to take a look at an informed consent conversation, emphasizing the required elements for effective consent. Everyone has his or her own style of discussing a research study and consenting subjects. In this video, you'll see the investigator using a style and technique intended to make the process comfortable for the subject while conveying all of the required information. Informed consent is not just a form that is signed. It is also an ongoing conversation with a research subject that begins with the initial contact. The following are recommendations for making the consent process smooth, thorough, and comfortable for all. From the very beginning, make sure that the staff emphasizes that the primary mission of the NIH is to conduct research, and that the care research subjects receive during protocol participation is different from receiving standard medical care in the community. Prospective research subjects should understand that they may derive no direct medical benefit from participation. Screening staff must be familiar with the study and comfortable answering questions regarding its elements. Sending the prospective subject the consent form in advance is a good way to have the subject become familiar with the study details prior to the first visit. Having prior knowledge of the elements of the study may ease anxiety for the participant and streamline the process for the investigator. It is helpful to have the subject mark their copy with questions or concerns they want to discuss during the informed consent meeting. Reading the consent form word for word is arduous, monotonous, and may be overwhelming for the subject. You must review the entire consent with the subject. The elements should be discussed, although the details can be presented in a more conversational manner. You want to encourage a relaxed and open atmosphere in which the subject will feel comfortable asking questions. Maintain good eye contact and aim for a fluent conversational tone of voice. Naturally, you should be aware of your body language, professional appearance, and rate of speech. Personal style may dictate variations on this formula. It is not advisable to consent a subject to more than one study in a single session. Reasonable exceptions can be made, but multiple consents can be overwhelming or intimidating for subjects, and this practice is unlikely to result in meaningful understanding and appreciation of study involvement. The consent should be written and discussed in simple language that is consistent with an 8th grade education. Consider that some subjects may not be literate or have achieved an 8th grade reading level, so it is important to be sensitive and responsive to this possibility. Conduct the consent conversation in an area where there is privacy and where the subject can have enough time to review and digest the content. The room should be comfortable and well lit. Limit the number of research staff members present for confidentiality's sake and to encourage the subject to be more at ease asking questions. Give him or her the option of having a significant other present during this process.